Ready to make your Lego creations irresistible to your buyers? In this video, I'll show you how to create an accurate parts list in minutes, ensuring your customers can easily gather the bricks they need to build your MOCs. Let's dive in. Welcome to day 16 of the BRICKSBIZ training course. Today, I will explain to you how to extract a list of parts so that your future customers can easily know the parts to use to reproduce your MOC. In this video, I will explain how to extract a list of parts from Studio. I will also explain how to check that the list of parts you have generated only includes parts in the right color. Let's get started! Before explaining how to extract a list of Lego parts from Studio, let's try to understand what this action is for. When you buy a Lego box in the store, it's easy. You have in the box several bags containing all the bricks you need to build your model. If you sell your MOC in ready-to-build kits, which I will teach you how to do a little later this week in the training course, your customers will end up in the same configuration as if they bought a Lego kit in the store, so no worries in this case. If, however, people are purchasing just your building instructions, you will need to make their lives easier so that they can gather all the Lego bricks they need to build your model. They can use the bricks they already have or buy additional Lego bricks, but they will, in this case, need to get an accurate list of bricks they need. Your building instructions already include an inventory at the end of the booklet with all the necessary parts and the color needed for the build. This is already a first step, but we want to make life even easier for our future builders. The most exciting part of the building process is pure building, so making life easier for your buyers on searching for bricks they need will be another element that encourages them to buy your creations again. From Studio, you have the possibility to generate a parts list that will be exported directly to Bricklink. Once in Bricklink, you can download this parts list in digital format to share it with your users. Let's see in this video how to proceed. So let's see how to practically generate an electronic parts list from Studio. Open Studio and check in the top right corner of the build interface that your software is properly connected to Bricklink. This will be indicated by your username appearing in the top right corner. If not, the label Sign In will appear instead of your username. In that case, click on Sign In and enter your Bricklink login credentials to connect. Once connected to Bricklink from the Studio interface, click on the cart icon located just to the right of your username. You'll be redirected to the Bricklink website in the Wanted List upload section. A wanted list represents a collection of Lego parts you want to acquire now or later. Each item in a wanted list specifies a Lego part with its desired quantity, color, and whether you want it to be new or used. For example, I'm doing just a quick break in the video to let you know that if you're enjoying this free training, you're going to absolutely love the full BRICKSBIZ training course. BRICKSBIZ full training course, this is more than 25 hours of online content, an exclusive membership to a private Discord community full of business experts, a lifetime access to monthly live sessions, and tons of templates, bonuses, marketing strategies, and automation scripts to turn your passion for Lego bricks into a profitable business. It's completely risk-free to try. You have 14 days to explore the program, and if you're not satisfied, you'll get a 100% reimbursement. No questions asked, though I'm pretty sure you won't need it. So if you are looking for more information, just follow the link that appears underneath this video. I let you get back to the content of this free BRICKSBIZ training course video. For example, if you are looking for two 2x4 bricks in blue and one 2x4 brick in green, your wanted list will have 2 lines, one for each color. Now that you are on the Bricklink website, you can decide which wanted list you want to add the parts from your 3D model. You can either create a new wanted list, which is the default choice, or add the parts to an existing wanted list. In our case, we want a list exclusively containing the parts from our model, so we select the New Wanted List option. You can name your list in the designated field. By default, the name will match your Studio file, but you can change it if you wish. At the bottom left of the screen, you will see a cryptic text filled with special characters. This is a visual representation of the import-export format called XML. This text contains all the information about the parts in your 3D model, including color and quantity. Don't worry, you don't need to understand this format. Just keep in mind that XML is the format that allows you to easily exchange parts catalogs between systems like Studio and Bricklink. Once you've named your wanted list, click the Proceed to Verify Items button to move to the next step in the process. At this stage, you may encounter errors such as parts that Bricklink doesn't recognize. This is rare and usually happens if you've used imported bricks in Studio. If this happens, go back to the Studio 3D modeling interface, identify and remove these bricks, then re-export to Bricklink. If you encounter other errors, feel free to use the BRICKSBIZ forum, whose link appears below this video, to ask questions and request assistance. On the next Bricklink page, you can visually check the parts in terms of color and quantity before they are officially added to your wanted list. Please note that if you exit the process at this step, Bricklink will not create the wanted list. If you're creating a parts list for personal use, for instance, in case you already own the necessary bricks in your personal Lego collection, you can exclude these parts you already own. To exclude parts, adjust the quantity displayed on screen or click the Exclude checkbox if you don't want all parts of a certain type or color to be added to your wanted list. In our case, as we want to generate a complete list corresponding to the parts in our 3D model, I recommend not excluding parts or changing colors or quantities at this stage. If you notice an error in the list of parts displayed, go back to your 3D model, fix the issue, and re-export your parts list to Bricklink. Once your verification is complete, click the Add to Wanted List button at the bottom of the page. We have reached the final step of the process. Bricklink has created a parts list corresponding to your model and allows you to access it by clicking on the blue View button followed by the name of your wanted list. Click this button to view your newly created wanted list. All parts from your 3D model in Studio are now assigned to this wanted list and visible on screen. To obtain a digital file of your parts list, simply click the Download button above the list. Bricklink will generate a file with the extension XML and prompt you to save it to your computer. This file allows you and your buyers to import the parts list into websites or software handling Lego bricks. From this page, if you want to buy the parts needed for your 3D model, you can click the Buy All button. You'll be redirected to Bricklink purchasing interface, where you can source all the listed parts from sellers worldwide. We'll cover this in more detail later in the training course. Now let's move on to the first practical exercise of this lesson. As you might expect, I'll be asking you to generate a parts list in XML format for your MOCs. Follow the procedure I've just explained, starting with your 3D models, and create a new wanted list for each one. Keep the generated files on your computer alongside the corresponding Studio files. You'll need these later to list your building instructions for sale. Take a few minutes now to create your parts lists. For your future buyers, it is essential that your parts list is error-free, whether in terms of colors or parts. For those of you who've followed the full BRICKSBIZ training course, I've already shared many tips for detecting such errors in advance, so you shouldn't need to spend much time rechecking your list. For others, let's go over some quick but important checks to ensure your parts list is as accurate as possible. You don't need to check the quantity of parts in the list. Studio is very reliable in this regard. However, I recommend closely reviewing the list of colors used. In Studio, before exporting to Bricklink, use the Color Validator tool in the Build interface to perform an initial check. If you've used colors that don't exist for certain Lego parts, an error message will appear in this panel, prompting you to adjust the colors before exporting. Still in Studio, navigate to the Model menu and select Model Info. Studio will display a list of parts in your 3D model along with their quantities and chosen colors. Check this list for any color or part issues and make corrections in the 3D model before exporting. This will ensure a more reliable parts list. During the third step of exporting parts from Studio to Bricklink, you can also detect errors just before your wanted list is created. When Bricklink displays a placeholder image for a part with the label Image Not Found, this often indicates a part or color error. Such errors are not always detected by Studio, so this quick visual check helps you identify additional issues. Now let's move on to the second practical exercise of the lesson. We will check the exported parts lists for your mock to ensure they are correct. Open your 3D models and, for each one, verify proper part colors using the Color Validator tool. Replace incorrect colors with valid ones if needed. Next, check the parts list for your mock under the Model Info menu. Export your list to Bricklink and review the visual inventory to ensure no parts are missing images. If you find errors, return to the 3D model, correct them, and re-export the list. Once corrected, finalize the export process to obtain an updated XML file for your parts list. Take a moment to perform these checks in Bricklink, and I'll see you in a few minutes. We are now at the end of this quick but very important lesson on creating a valid parts list for your 3D model. In an upcoming BRICKSBIZ lesson, we'll use this parts list to list our building instructions for sale. Before moving on to the next video in the training course, ensure you've generated an XML file for each of your Lego mock containing a complete parts list. Validate also the list using the checks explained in this lesson. I'll see you in the next training video, where we'll talk about optimizing Lego brick purchases for your buyers. See you in the next training course video. This video was taken from the BRICKSBIZ training course. If you'd like to discover the full richness of this training course and learn how to create and develop a business around your Lego, you can follow the link that appears just below this video. You'll be able to join a community of experts and generate your first dollars in less than 4 weeks. As for me, I'll see you in a new free video on the BRICKSBIZ YouTube channel. You can watch the video by clicking on the link on the screen.